Hey guys, so today we're coming back at you with another video of some of the differences that we've noticed between Germany and the United States. And today's video is going to be all on the topic of money. So we've noticed that Germany and the United States have vastly different perspectives when it comes to the use of cash in their societies. And we've had a lot of people who have asked us when it's their first time coming to Germany whether they should bring their credit cards, their cash, or their debit cards. And the answer is maybe, yes, and no.
So here in Germany, cash is very much still king. A study in 2017 showed that 74% of transactions here in Germany were done in cash, while in the US it was only 31%. And the study also showed that the average German carries over 120 euro of cash, while the average American carries less than a third of that.
But not euros, American dollars.
True. We carry 0 euros in America.
In fact, I still remember growing up, my dad always telling me to have an emergency stash of cash on me just in case there's ever a situation whenever I needed it. However, I feel like I've honestly still carried that same amount of cash from when I was a little kid until now because I don't remember the last time I actually used cash back in the States.
Here we use it a lot. One place we've seen and experienced this a lot is at the grocery store. In the US, people usually only pay for groceries if it's just a small little amount of groceries, but usually we're...
No. You said we usually only pay for groceries if it's a small amount of groceries.
People usually only pay for groceries if it's just a small little amount of groceries.
We don't steal large amounts of groceries.
They're coming for us. In the US, we usually pay for all of our groceries with our card, and it seems like most people do. We kind of do a double take if someone pulls out cash to pay for all of their groceries. But here in Germany, we're the weird ones that are pulling out our card, where most people that we're in line with are paying with cash.
And it's not that credit cards are not accepted here, because they definitely are. And I would highly recommend if you're coming to Germany to bring your credit cards, because most places will accept cards, but there are a lot of places that won't. But it's just a completely different mentality when it comes to paying for things with cash or cards here. And that's why we said maybe bring your credit cards. It's just because so many people in Germany rely on cash for the purchases. And it's so unique to the area that we're living in because Denmark and Sweden, some of the closest neighbors to Germany, are moving famously to completely cashless societies. There's even a lot of stores whenever we were in those countries that had signs on their doors that said that they do not accept cash in their stores. So I have been very interested in why is Germany this way when a lot of the world and its neighbors are moving away from cash. And from some of the research that I found online, it seems like one of the big reasons why they still are so dependent on cash is because Germans just really love the freedom of not having someone know what their purchases are and those being tracked. They just don't think it's anybody's business to have that information of when they were shopping and what they were shopping for. And honestly, whose business is it that they're buying all the flavors of Ritz Sport again for the second day in a row?
We like to use credit cards to be able to get points and perks, and we use a lot of those to be able to travel more affordably and even free sometimes. But from conversations that we've had with other people around the world, their credit cards don't offer those same kinds of points and perks. They're just a regular credit card to be able to buy things. And so another thing that we've learned is that Germans are pretty averse to having debt. So why would they want to have credit cards if you can't get points and perks and it could just lead to debt? We probably wouldn't use a credit card if it didn't offer those same kinds of perks for us.
And that brings me back to the carrying of currency here in Germany. How annoying has it been that every time I leave the apartment, I have to wear a belt just to hold my pants up from the sheer amount of weight from the coins alone that I have to carry in my pockets now. If I'm going to be using the public restroom, I'm probably going to have to be paying with coins. If I'm going to be paying for parking, most likely going to have to be paying with coins again. If I am going to be paying with cash, I'm probably going to be receiving my change back in coins. And that's because a lot of the smaller currencies are going to be in coins. It starts here with 1 cent, 2 cent, 10 cent, 20 cent, 50 cent, 1 euro, and 2 euro coins. That's 7 different coins versus in the US where we really only have 4 main types of coins. It's the 1 cent, 5, 10, and 25 cent. There are a lot of other little random ones like the 50 cent piece or the $1 pieces, but those are kind of collected by children and not actually used as currencies, but I guess they technically do exist. But another kind of funny thing here in Germany that I've noticed are a lot of the men's wallets, whenever they pull them out to pay, they'll have a little pouch that they will snap open and reach in and grab their coins, a little coin pouch in their wallets. I know some wallets in the US have that, but really, I feel like pretty rare. I've never had a wallet that has a coin pouch.
It's usually women's wallets in the US. Men's usually don't.
Yeah, we just don't carry coins enough to really need anything like that.
So Germany is part of the EU, so they use the euro. And the euros look very different from the US dollars. The euros come in lots of different colors with lots of different sizes. So, which I think is really great, honestly, because when you're looking through your wallet, you can easily tell the different color and different size, so you know which bill you need. While in the US, ours are all the same size and all green, and it just takes a little longer to figure out which bill you're looking for. So I think it really makes sense, even though at first it took us a while to get used to because it kind of looks like Monopoly money to us, but now we really like it. And also the euro comes in 7 different bills. It comes in 5, 10, 20, 100, 200, and 500.
And a 50.
And a 50.
And the 500 euro bill was actually given the nickname the Bin Laden because you didn't see it come out in circulation very often. If people got a hold of those, they'd kind of stuff them in their mattresses and keep them there just for a rainy day, and so you didn't actually see them. And because of that, that bill was voted on by the EU to get removed from circulation and to stop its printing. But Germany saw that as almost like a threat to their cash society. They didn't want people removing cash from their system, and so they fought back and they kept the 500 bill in circulation.
But because people use cash so much here, ATMs are literally everywhere. So you don't have to worry about being able to find an ATM. They're just about on every corner.
However, if you are coming over here to visit, be ready to pay foreign transaction fees and foreign exchange rate fees on the ATMs. We have found the best thing that you can do is to ask the bank that you bank at in the United States if they can order you some currencies before your trip, because they will give you the best rates on that currency.
We try to avoid currency exchangers here in Europe because a lot of times they charge you a lot more than you can get from your bank back in the US.
And the other option is a lot of US banks will have partners in Germany that you can actually use their ATMs, often for a reduced rate or for free, so check those before you travel also. Another difference here is that whenever you open a German bank account, you a lot of times will get what is known as a EC card. It is a lot like an American debit card that you can also get from your bank whenever you open an account. But one of the big differences between the two is that an EC card does not have the ability to function like a credit card. Whereas our debit cards, whenever you pay, you can have the choice of paying with debit or with credit. So essentially what the EC card turns into is just another way of paying with cash, kind of, because it immediately transfers the money from the bank owner's account to whoever they are paying. And a lot of places here, whenever they do say they accept cards, we've run into a lot of businesses where they will only accept German EC cards. Like for instance, my German language school, if I'm going to pay for my course, I have to pay with cash or a German EC card. A big reason for that is whenever you are paying with a credit card, they are having to pay some kind of fee associated with the credit card. Whereas with the EC card, there's not those fees associated with the card, and so they're willing to accept it because they also will get their money immediately. And so with that, if you're gonna bring your debit card over here, the reason at the beginning of the video that we said don't bring it is a lot of times you're not gonna find any place that will actually accept it, and it's gonna kind of be useless to you in Germany. And then in terms of opening a bank account in Germany, that is a whole nother video that we're gonna have to do because that has been a mess.
Way different than opening a bank account at home.
Another thing that we've learned while traveling abroad is that whenever you use American credit cards outside of the US, a lot of times the terminal will ask you if you want to pay in your US dollars or whatever the currency is of the country that you are visiting. So of course, now that we're here in Germany, whenever we are paying, it's asking us if we want to pay in euros. And we've learned that it's very important to choose the currency of the country that you're in, because when you do that, then your bank will choose the exchange rate of the currency and how it pays whoever you're paying. The other way around, if you choose US dollars, then that business chooses the exchange rate, and they will usually give you a very bad exchange rate so that they can get a few more bucks out of you, and it'll cost you a little bit of money.
Another difference is that in the US, we still often use the chip credit cards, and we still have to sign our receipts. They usually in the US don't actually check your signature, but here in Germany, they always check the signature. So we always have to sign when we use our card, which is very different from what they do here. They all have the tap and go cards, and so it's a dead giveaway when we pull out our cards and have to insert it to use the chip that we're Americans. We can't fool them. Checks are another thing that are very different here in Germany than in the US because they don't have checks here in Germany. So of course in the US you really don't see checks that often anymore. It's decreasing a lot, but they do still have some uses. Like when you start a new job, sometimes you need to bring a void check in order to set up your direct deposit. Sometimes whenever you're buying a house or setting up renting for an apartment, you need to give a check for your deposit. And for us at our last rent house, we paid our landlord with checks every month. And I was raised in a household where it was really important to know how to use checks and to always have checks. So I just had this mentality of feeling that I need to always have a checkbook just in case for some reason. But we have heard that since here in Germany, they don't have checks anymore at all, a lot of people our age here don't even know what a check is.
Okay, boomer.
And it is very different for us because all of the rent here is mostly done by direct deposits from the bank account. So even if you have a private landlord, you're still setting up a direct deposit from your bank into their bank account. Whereas in the US, that doesn't happen as often. So these are just a few of the differences that we have noticed living here in Germany versus the US in terms of how we pay for things with cash, credit card, EC card, debit cards, checks, Bitcoins, and all of the above. So we hope that you enjoyed this video and you found some of this stuff interesting. If you know of something that we didn't mention, be sure to leave that in the comments below and let all of us know maybe what we haven't learned yet or what we haven't seen. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button. Also subscribe so that you can keep up with more of these videos because we have a lot more that we've noticed that we want to bring to you guys and show you the differences between Germany and the United States.
Thanks. In Germany, over...
And that is the perspective of cash and its use in it.
Start over. I looked at you and it felt weird. Okay.
And action. Hey guys, so we are coming at... Oh, dang it, now I'm going...
No, you're in the funk.
Okay, and action.